Some of you may wonder, why are you looking away from the camera? What do you think about the Royal Rumble tonight, Joey Views? Was it a good match? Was it a good pay-per-view? Was it a bad pay-per-view? Was it the generic pay-per-view we get after such an amazing takeover? And I do apologize for not getting a takeover review done for you guys. Last night, I actually was at my friend's house getting drunk while we were watching Takeover. And still drunk as hell, I still could see how better Takeover was than the Royal Rumble. We always sit here and wonder, well, why Vince McMahon can never go toe to toe with NXT. It's actually quite simple. When you have a champion like Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey handcuffing their respective divisions, we see great matches like Gargano versus Ricochet, which topped Almas versus Gargano last year. 5-star Classic of 2019 began last night. Was there a single match on this pay-per-view that could top it? No. Did the women's title matches top Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair? I will have to say Sasha and Ronda Rousey actually did a lot better than um, Belair versus Baszler because of how the ending was booked in the Belair versus Baszler match. What did you think of the Asuka match? It was a good match. Ending doesn't make sense. You could have easily had yeah, she should be Becky Lynch after tapping out. Becky Lynch easily could have just passed out. Wouldn't care. What did you think of the women's Royal Rumble? What did you think of the men's Royal Rumble? What did I think about them? You really want to know what I thought about them? I thought they were shitty. Both of them. Pathetic. Terrible. I have not seen a terrible Royal Rumble match since, I think, 2015, when you had the freaking Big Show and Kane in the last four. Oh, how could you say that? You had McIntyre, Almas, Strowman, and Rollins as the final four. Really? I didn't, Seth Rollins was asleep outside. You could have easily had Almas, Ziggler, and Rollins throw Strowman out. I would have loved to see the final three be Ziggler and Almas and Rollins. I would have loved the final two to be Almas versus Rollins. I'm not going to be very critical of the Women's Royal Rumble. They actually did something more impressive than they did last year. They actually relied on NXT talent for their Women's Royal Rumble match. We saw Lo Shiree, Kairi Zane, Candice LeRae. As I sit here recording this video at 1:39 in the morning, I cannot help myself and think of how shitty this pay-per-view was as I'm fixing my camera because my camera's a little out of whack. We all knew Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins were both going to win the Royal Rumble matches. We all knew Ronda Rousey wasn't going to lose to Sasha Banks. We all knew Asuka wasn't going to lose to Becky Lynch because it would not have made sense. Now, what you could have done is you could have had Becky lose, Charlotte still win the Royal Rumble, which I'm very surprised she didn't actually win it. Which the best way to book it was Becky Lynch winning the Women's Royal Rumble. You could have had Becky fall asleep to the Asuka lock, not tap out. You could have still had Charlotte win the women's Royal Rumble. You could have qualifying matches for the, because this year they're gonna actually have to do more than two Elimination Chamber matches, unless you're gonna have the title be defended, one title not be defended. But then you have this thing with the women's tag team titles. So Elimination Chamber is gonna be very interesting to see how they book, because right now it looks like a disaster after tonight. You could have easily had Becky Lynch win the SmackDown's Women's Championship at Elimination Chamber. Inside the Elimination Chamber, she being the second woman to win an Elimination Chamber. You could have then have Becky beat Asuka again at Fastlane clean. You have Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. Now, how do you get Ronda involved? You have Sasha. Well, you can't have Sasha because I think her and Bayley are going to win the women's tag team titles. You build up a Ruby Riott. Ruby Riott versus Ronda Rousey. No way, bro. I wouldn't mind a Kairi Sane call up from the NXT after the Royal Rumble like tonight. She's not going to do anything else in NXT. I don't know why they're keeping her down there anyway. Kairi Sane versus Ronda Rousey at Elimination Chamber. Kairi Sane wins via help from Charlotte and Becky Lynch. Ronda is pissed that she lost her title. She gets into the SmackDown Women's Championship match, or you do what other people are suggesting. You have the Unified Championship match. It's Becky versus Ronda versus Charlotte for the Women's Championship. But I wouldn't let Charlotte be in this women's title match. I would have Charlotte versus someone else for the Raw Women's Championship. I would have Ronda versus Becky, or have champion versus champion, Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte. You can do the triple threat, but it has to be a unified title match. Now, why are you wasting your time booking 3 pay-per-views ahead? Well, I mean, after tonight, we don't know what we're going to get. You could obviously have Charlotte win the title at Elimination Chamber, or you could have Becky and Charlotte get involved in the Raw Women's Championship match and cost Ronda the belt, so she would have to go against Charlotte, because Charlotte won the Women's Championship in Elimination Chamber. Becky Lynch already won the Women's Royal Rumble, so she has the guaranteed title shot no matter what happens. Unless she does what Rey Mysterio did in 2006 and put it on the line, but that's completely stupid. You have your women's triple threat match set for WrestleMania. You obviously have Becky Lynch beat Ronda Rousey because she wants time off after WrestleMania. But here's this, and I was thinking about this while watching the Royal Rumble. How do you book Ronda Rousey written off WWE TV? You have Bayley, you have Sasha, you have Charlotte, and you have Becky. WWE's 4 horsewomen have all had beef with Becky, Sasha, Charlotte, and you obviously include Bayley because of the cheap shots she threw at Bayley and Sasha months ago with the Women's Revolution or Evolution. You have them viciously attack Ronda Rousey to the point where she has to be out, not injured or anything, but storyline per storyline is taken out till the next Women's Evolution's pay-per-view. Because I was trying to think what the pay-per-views are going to be before Survivor Series. You have week by week. Charlotte attacked. Becky's attacked. Bailey's attacked, and Sasha Banks is attacked by Shafir and Duke. You have Baszler go after Charlotte, and you have Ronda go after Becky. That is how you book your horsewomen versus horsewomen match at Survivor Series later this year. Alright, I just wanted to say that because that's an idea I thought up in my head. What do you think about Finn Balor, the match everybody wanted to see last year, or the Proclaim match Brock Lesnar wanted last year for the Royal Rumble? Because he didn't feel like facing a Braun Strowman and Kane, which I could agree. I didn't want to see it. No one didn't want to see it. No one wants to see a 50-year-old Kane fight a championship match. It was a typical Brock Lesnar match. He looks like he's injured. Yes, he kind of made Finn look good, but overall, it was terrible. It was a terrible match. Finn Balor is capable of giving a Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles like match with Brock Lesnar. Now, obviously, because I don't know why they had to drag out the Women's Royal Rumble match to the point where we had to have Becky injured in the match. That took too much time away from WWE Championship match and Universal Championship match. I don't know if after the beatdown Balor got after the match is going to lead into a future match at either Chamber, Fastlane, or WrestleMania, whatever they decide to do. Well, Rollins has the right to face whoever. What I would do right now, the Elimination Chamber is in 3 weeks. Tomorrow night, we're going to get our qualifying matches. Balor, Ambrose, Lesnar are your top 3 because Rollins has his whatever. He has his automatic win opportunity because he won the Royal Rumble tonight. Who are the other 3 you add? I honestly would say Aleister Black shows up on Raw tomorrow night because he's done with NXT. There's nothing left for him to do. You throw Aleister Black in that match. You want to use a new face, fine. You throw in an EC3, or you throw in a... You could throw in John Cena. I'm pretty sure Cena should be done with his movie by the Elimination Chamber if you want. That's 5. Your 6th member is going to be someone like a Elias who just gets... Or, no, I'm sorry. Strowman. Strowman obviously is going to be somehow involved in this match. It's Braun Strowman. You have the Demon... You have the Demon King pin Brock Lesnar clean. Or, what you can do is, you have Brock Lesnar F5 the shit out of Braun Strowman. Strowman then gets pissed that once again Brock Lesnar pinned him and beat him for the 3rd or 4th consecutive time. This then leads Strowman to power slam after power slam after power slam after one after another on the chain, through the pod, through everything. If I see a Brock Lesnar kick out of going through a pod or on the grate and Balor hits a coup de grace and he wins, no, that's not how you do it. Now, obviously, people are calling for the Undertaker versus Demon match. I don't want to see that. As much as I would love to see, if this was Undertaker 3 years ago, I'd say okay, but an Undertaker now? No. After last year's WrestleMania with that Squash Master John Cena? No. No. Not working. You have Balor winning the Elimination Chamber. Brock Lesnar is done. He's going to be in UFC. He is done. You have either Ambrose, because I heard they're supposed to do something with Ambrose and Finn Balor. You have Ambrose versus Finn for the Universal Championship. Plain Finn Balor doesn't have to come out as the Demon, save the Demon for WrestleMania. You have Dean Ambrose win. And you want to have someone new talent. Because if I'm fantasy booking this, I want to see either Rollins versus AJ for the WWE Championship. You ship over Rollins to SmackDown, or Styles ships to Raw, whatever. You trade them. So we'll get a Bryan versus Rollins match that everybody has wanted to see since Rollins, before he was even injured, wanted to see Rollins versus Bryan. Excuse me. You're gonna have Aleister Black versus Finn Balor at Fastlane's. You could do Rollins versus Balor, fine, but it's Demon King again. The Demon King beat Rollins once, he can do it again. That's what you're doing for Elimination Chamber. Brock Lesnar does not need to be at WrestleMania because no one wants to see it. After tonight, after what we saw in the WWE Championship match with Eric Rowan, coming out to aid Daniel Bryan in this match, do we have a new faction in the midst of SmackDown Live? A vegan-like team with Rowan and Harper, a semi-Wyatt family-esque group without Bray Wyatt, or maybe we add Bray Wyatt. Maybe Bray Wyatt goes back to SmackDown and joins this cult. We saw the Bar lose to a 54-year-old Shane McMahon and a Miz, who doesn't obviously need the championship, because we all know what this is leading to. This is leading to a Shane McMahon versus Miz match at WrestleMania. Shane McMahon is starting to show his age. Shane McMahon is done. I don't think you need another Shane McMahon match after this WrestleMania, no. Let's get into this poor piss Royal Rumble review. I'm your host, Joey's News. I'm sorry for the 17-minute rant/booking I just went through. I just wanted to get that out of my system. Opening match was Asuka versus Becky Lynch. This was a really good match. I loved everything up to the point where Becky tapped out. I would not have tapped her out. I would have had her be passed out. Becky Lynch this match hit a Beck-sploder from the top rope, I believe. Brutal. I thought once she locked in the disarmor, if she would have won for the disarmor, that would have been it. Asuka could have passed out or tapped out, whatever. They also did trade their own submission moves back and forth. Becky had Asuka in the Asuka lock. Asuka had Becky in the disarmor. It was really good stuff. 17 minutes into the match, Asuka hits the Asuka lock again, and Becky submits. That was mistake number one in that match. That was the only mistake in that match that should never have happened. Becky should have passed out or got disqualified. Moving on to the Ronda Rousey versus Sasha. I don't know why I keep calling her Sasha Banks match. I could go for some Sasha right now, bro, but it's a little too late for that stuff. Nah, I'm good. Sasha Banks and Ronda Rousey put on amazing, and I mean a amazing women's title match that rivaled, just because of how the ending was booked last night. Sasha outclassed Ronda Rousey. She outshined Ronda Rousey. There was a point in this match where, I don't know why they did this spot, but they did it for whatever reason. Ronda Rousey actually had Sasha tap out on the outside of the ring with the armbar. Now, obviously, you cannot win outside with pin or submission unless it's a Falls Count Anywhere match. Ronda retained the title because she is the Brock Lesnar female version of the women's division. You're not going to have Ronda lose with whatever storyline WWE is planning to put at WrestleMania. So, my feet are falling asleep in the position I am. So I'm sorry if I'm a little jumpy, but after we had both women's matches, we went into the SmackDown Tag Team title match, which was pitifully boring. Shane McMahon is getting too old. He isn't the Shane McMahon of old. He showed in this match. They obviously went for the classic Shane McMahon leap of faith from the top rope, elbowing somebody into the announce table. Sheamus saved Cesaro from that happening. Um, we got back into the match where we saw, after the elbow, a little down the match. I'm not going to go over this match because this match is just terrible. Sheamus hit Cesaro with a bro kick. He was holding, I think it was The Miz. And Shane McMahon pushed Cesaro into Sheamus, and Sheamus hit the bro kick on Cesaro. Cesaro was knocked out, clean clock, knocked out. The Miz hit skull crushing finale on Sheamus, and Shane McMahon won via a shooting star press from the top rope, which was really good for 3 falls. Shane McMahon and The Miz are your new SmackDown Tag Team titles, champions, titles, whatever. Can't say titles, you can't say this, you can't say that anymore in WWE. Women's Royal Rumble match. You know, I like the Women's Royal Rumble match a lot more than I like the men's. Just because the men's was absolutely... I'm going to have a full rant when we get into the men's Royal Rumble match. The Women's Royal Rumble match had only 1 or 2 wasted spots with a Nia Jax and a Tamina. Did not need to be in the match at all. I liked how they used a lot of the NXT superstars. Candice LeRae, Loshari, Lacey Evans, who just got called up. Nikki Cross got called up. Kairi Sane was in there. I was hoping we would have seen Shayna Baszler, but I guess not. Nikki Cross just was an animal in this match. She... unbelievable. She, attacked everybody. Attacked Peyton Billie Kay, who wasn't even in the match. At the point Nikki Cross came out, she just, headbutted her and threw her around like a nut job. And then went toe-to-toe with Tamina, and Tamina eliminated Nikki Cross after a Samoan splash, which is once again a dumb booking idea of Vince McMahon. Nikki Cross should have had one elimination in this whole entire match. He had none, and it was wrong. A little bit into the match, we saw Selena Vega and Candice Relay relived the Gargano and Almas rivalry last year, and it was beautiful. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was only a few punches back and forth. Obviously, in the Royal Rumble match, you can't have these one-on-one meetings because someone wants to break it up and whatever. Moving ahead, what killed this match for being a really, really good women's match was the fact that they dragged down Nia Jax, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte as the final 3. Why you needed Becky Lynch to be injured in this match made absolutely no sense. Nia Jax got eliminated after I think Charlotte hit a big boot on her. Now, how did Becky get into this match? Because Becky wasn't supposed to be in the women's match. She took Lana's place because Lana got injured on the pre-show, which I'm not going to go over the pre-show because that was just terrible shit. Lana got hurt after Rusev went to, I think, hit a Mashka kick on Nakamura, and Nakamura reversed and then threw Rusev into Lana. Lana twisted her ankle. That's why she wasn't in the Royal Rumble match. Becky Lynch took her spot. Becky Lynch won the match after eliminating Charlotte to win the second ever Women's Royal Rumble. You know, I'm not that much of a really big fan of Daniel Bryan. I love how the guy wrestles. It's got nothing to do with his wrestling style. His wrestling. He's a really good wrestler. I like Daniel Bryan, but then I don't. It's just something I don't like when he's a heel. When he's a babyface, I absolutely adore Daniel Bryan. When he's a heel, it's just not the same. Daniel Bryan never ever needed help to win a match. But tonight he actually got help, which I was very surprised he did this. The ref got knocked out after I think Styles did a Pele kick and hit the ref, and Styles hit the Styles Clash on Bryan for the 1-2-3. The ref was knocked out. Eric Rowan came at the end of the match, came in, hit a picked Styles up by his head, and hit a chokeslam on Styles. Bryant woke up the ref. The ref counted 1, 2, 3, and Daniel Bryan retained. It was a really okay match. It wasn't their best. It was what it was. It was a really good match. It was probably the best match on the not the best match on the show, but it was better than the Universal Championship match. Looks like we're gonna get a new stable on SmackDown Live. After the match, Rowan picked up Styles. Bryan hit the knee, and Bryan retained over Styles. I think the only reason why Styles didn't win this match is because he didn't sign his deal yet. So you knew this. If Styles did not win that championship match, Randy Orton was not winning the Royal Rumble. Or what they could do is they could always have Styles win the championship somehow, some way, whether it's through Elimination Chamber or whatnot. And Orton could always face Daniel Bryan for a number one's contender match, and Orton can win the number one's contender match, and then you have Styles versus Orton at WrestleMania, which you do for Bryan. Could do the Undertaker versus Daniel Bryan. Undertaker always wanted to face Daniel Bryan. I say do it. The man himself, Finn Balor versus the Beast, Brock Lesnar. I said what I had to say at the beginning of this video. This match was terrible. He didn't want to use the demon because he thinks he relies on a demon too much, and maybe he does, he doesn't, but who knows. Brock Lesnar won by tap out. Surprising, I know. Finn Balor actually tapped out. I think that's the first time I've ever seen him tap out. Then Brock Lesnar did a brutal F5 after the match, proving he's the beast, blah, 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 blah. Brock Lesnar wanted to work with Finn Balor last year, but I'm guessing he just didn't want to work tonight. So, he did what he had to do to get to WrestleMania, and that is that. Again, I'm sorry, guys, for the setup. I'm just trying to, do what I do in my room, trying to get my room all set up and everything. So, bear with me for this one video. The men's Royal Rumble match. Seth Rollins won the men's Royal Rumble. Now, here's the rant, guys. Here is the rant. There were times in this Royal Rumble match where some of the people that had come out should never have got a spot in this Royal Rumble match to begin with. You could have had Bray Wyatt return. You could have had Matt Hardy return. You could have had someone return this match. You didn't need the legends. You could have had more NXT guys. I would have loved to see Ricochet in this match tonight. I would have loved to see the Velveteen Dream in this match. Adam Cole, I would have loved to see Adam Cole again in this match, but he didn't. Obviously, wasn't in the match. You don't need a goon like Kurt Hawkins coming into this match. Didn't deserve a spot. You didn't need Apollo Crews in this match. Titus World Slide in this match. They did not deserve a Royal Rumble spot. Shelton Benjamin, I'm surprised he's still even with WWE still. Dolph Ziggler has been gone for weeks. He got a spot. The best thing about this match was seeing the likes of Gargano, Pete Dunne, and Aleister Black in this match. Though that was the highlight of this whole Royal Rumble, was seeing new guys come in. Down the road, I would love to see a Gargano versus Rollins match, because the little few spots they had in this match with each other was great. Really good stuff. Excuse me, really good stuff. You have a clown like Curtis Axel. I'm surprised he wasn't in the Royal Rumble. Kurt Hawkins. Clown is hiding underneath the ring and everything. Why did you have the double old man Jeff Jarrett in this match? A wasted spot. No Ty Dillinger. No EC3. I mean, at least show us new talent in this match. I don't care about a Shelton Benjamin. I did when he first came back, but he has... whatever. Apollo Crews has done absolutely nothing. Put him back in NXT. 257 losing streak. Don't need to name him. Nakamura did not need to be in this match after winning the U.S. title. There was no need. A wasted spot. Nia freaking Jax in the men's Royal Rumble match. No, that was terrible. That was awful. There were just a lot of people in this match. Didn't need to be in this match. Bobby freaking Trashley wasted a spot. All he did was prevent Seth Rollins winning the Royal Rumble match because everybody thought Rollins wasn't going to win the match after Bobby Lashley brutally attacked him. I don't know. Last year's men's Royal Rumble was absolutely great. Fantastic. This one was absolutely not. This one was absolutely not. Overall, Seth Rollins won the Royal Rumble match, eliminating Braun Strowman. Overall, out of the women's Royal Rumble match, the women's championship matches, that was the only good thing about this pay-per-view. Everything else was boring, put me to sleep, Candyland, blah, 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 blah. Generic Vince McMahon garbage. No Way Jose over a Ricochet, over a Velveteen Dream of Bray Wyatt. I would rather see Bray Wyatt over Velvet, or not over Velveteen Dream. I'm sorry, No Way Jose. Ridiculous, and I just mean ridiculous. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about the Royal Rumble down below in the comment section. Hit the subscribe button. Give this video a like. Let me know what you guys thought about the Rumble. What was your favorite match? Etc. Did it put you to sleep like it almost put me to sleep? It really almost did. Again, guys, bear with me about the new setup. I am working on it. It's just I wanted to get this Royal Rumble review out to you guys. If any of you know how to do layouts or could help me do a layout, I would appreciate it. Thumbnails I can handle. Layouts, I'm trying to figure out how to do it. I'm also trying to figure out how to have a layout and my little video, whatever, be in like the layout, and then like my face and everything is like right in like you know what I'm talking about, guys. Yeah. Well, let's see what Raw does tomorrow night. Actually, Raw review might be up a little bit late tomorrow because if I have to pick between Arrow, Raw, Arrow, Raw, Arrow, Raw, Arrow. Fuck Raw. Have a good night, guys. Yeah, just please sub to the channel, give this video a like. Have a good night.